precious. She cries. Whenever she cries, you know that something is wrong. That's one child, you put her in the crib, and we had those little bells hung over, and she would always take the big toe and put it in her mouth, and she'll be there. And you could do anything you want to do. Very quiet, well-behaved child. And she grew up like that all along. I'm Jennifer's dad. Alfred is my name. It's my first daughter.
Here I am, risking all I've got. I can't pretend nothing happened there. I was born in Montreal, Canada, and as far as I can recall, I started singing at a really young age. About the age of 3, my mom would even tell me stories that
Jennifer used to take like a bath towel and put over her head.
That I would actually take towels and a towel and put it over my head to pretend I had long hair.
To make believe she has long hair, you know? And sometimes she used the comb to be a mic, so she can sing in the mic.
And I'll be in the mirror, and I'll be practicing, and I'll be rehearsing for my big day debut, whenever that was to come.
All the time we were on Grand, she used to even put on her Aunt Becca's wig and imitate with her comb and try to sing whatever songs, you know. Sometimes they used to imitate Michael Jackson.
That I would not stop singing. Every day I was either humming or doing something with singing.
But one thing I remembered very well about Jennifer is that she had gone up to the neighbor. She liked the neighbor upstairs. Her name was Nana. She used to babysit Jennifer if I have to go, not for long, an hour or 2 or whatever. And she went up that day with Pam. And for some reason, she decided to come back downstairs. So Pam thought she was at the house, and I thought she was up there. And where she ended up was across the street on Grand. Oh, my heart dropped. Why God had spared her life, because across in the street with those busy cars, the cars were blowing on her, the cars were squeaking and braking, because she went across the street. So it was not her time yet. And as I said, God had a purpose for her. And later on in life, she discovered her purpose. Now, at the age of 5, we moved to Pinko.
Actually, I removed them from where we were living in NDG, and I went to Off Island because I find the environment around that area I didn't like. So I decided to get them from they were young out of that vicinity there into more or less a country.
It was a small town, but homely, country setting, which was good for the kids to grow up.
That's what I used to from in the island. We grew up in the country, and I still like that kind of a life, so we take them over there. Jennifer, I think she had a special gift.
Well, I started singing at church at a younger age, you know, and my childhood. And the opportunities, obviously, of, you know, being in the children's choir and, you they would have activities. Being in the Sabbath school, you'd have to go up into the bigger divine service in front of the adults, and you'd have to either sing or perform these songs. So for me, the exposure of singing in the church started at a young age.
In the little Sabbath school where they were in church, they would teach them simple songs like Moses and the Bible songs, and they would perform those at Sabbath school. From time to time, they would perform in the big church with the adults. So she was, even though they were like toddlers, whatever they were taught, little memory verses and little songs, they would sing in front of the adults. And I think it's about that age, 5 or 6. They had a band at the church where she was learning the flute, and her sister was learning the violin, where they were playing in a little band. And there were times, Jennifer, as she sang in the group, people would commend her and say, "Oh, your daughter, she has a nice voice."
Because she always liked to sing. I remember they had a group, and I was told that time, they used to go to church. I wasn't in church then, but the wife used to take the children to church religiously every Sabbath. And people used to say to me, "Oh, your daughter can sing."
They always have practices for little concerts, especially till Christmas time. Mm-hmm. They would have the youth choir practicing for the Christmas concert, and it means that it would take them there a couple times, which I have been, whenever they have to go. And yes, when she was in the band playing the violin and the flute, yes, every Sunday it was practice, and I have to take her to practice. Mm-hmm. So it didn't require 2 of us, so my husband was not there. I was mainly the one who was involved in her life then with the music type of thing, in terms of taking her to her piano lessons, taking her to her band practice, taking her to the choir practices.
But so much to say that I was just, everything in the house for me, in my pastime, I would do singing, and because there's also music, a lot of music, we play a lot of music like Jim Reeves, Elvis Presley, Aretha Franklin, and a lot of the gospel artists too would be always in the house, and so every moment I could find, I know I was doing something with singing, even to the point my father, sometimes would have his guitar, and I'd either sit next to him and harmonize with him, and so I know for a fact that passion or that seed of music was planted in my house at a young age.
I think she get a gift, but on my side of the family, there is a lot of singing going on. My brother, he plays the accordion, he plays the piano by ear, he plays the guitar, and he sings very well. My brother in England, my eldest brother, he has a guitar. He's like an entertainer. He sings very well. When I say entertainer, not in public life, but for himself and friends, he plays the guitar. My last brother, he was in the public where he cut record, lead singer in the band, and plays the guitar as well. My father used to play the guitar, so in this side of the family, there is a lot of music. So I'm not surprised that Jennifer was the one who take that on.